So the Ramchal, in the first sentence of our book, Derech Hashem, opens up by saying every Jew must believe and know that there is this first being. Let's examine a little bit what the Ramchal means when he says to believe and to know. Two different verbs, obviously two different meanings. In Hebrew it says laha'amin v'leida. And at least in the Hebrew language, there's a very distinct and clear difference between emuna, believing, and yediyah, knowing. What's really the difference? Let's try, even in the English, to explain those ideas just by how we use those words in our own common language. Let's think of a time where we would use a word like belief, and when we would use a word like knowing. I would say, I believe it's going to rain this afternoon. Why do I believe it? Because the weatherman this morning said it's going to rain. Because it looks cloudy outside. It feels like it might rain this afternoon. That's enough evidence for me to say, I believe it's going to rain. In what situation would I be able to say, I know it's going to rain? When it's raining. Or I see the raindrops about to fall down. Or I feel the rain actually falling down. Now I can say, I know it's raining. So we would say, believing in something is where we have some evidence. Knowing something is where the evidence is so overwhelmingly clear that we basically have no choice but to accept it as being true. I believe it's going to rain. I know it's raining. And really, in English, there's a third term as well. There's believing, there's knowing. In English, we would even have a third term called having faith. I can have faith that it's going to rain. The farmer can plant his seeds and say, I have faith that sometime this week it's going to start raining, even if there's no evidence. Or we could say, we're planning a family picnic for next Thursday. I have faith that it's not going to rain next Thursday. I don't have any evidence that it's true. There's no reason for me to believe it's not going to rain next Thursday. What do I really mean when I say I have faith that it's not going to rain? What I mean is, I hope it's not going to rain. Not because it's true that it's not going to, not because I have any evidence, but because I'm expressing what I hope to be true, not based on any clear evidence whether it's true or not. The Ramchal starts by saying every Jew must believe and know that there's a first being. He's not talking about faith. He's not talking about hoping that it's true or accepting it as true because we want it to be true. He's saying belief. Belief means there's at least good enough evidence for me to start considering the real possibility that there is this being. And then the Ramchal says, I have to know that the ultimate ideal that a Jew should reach is not only believing that there is this first being, but knowing that it's true. And in this sense, it's important to understand, it's one of the reasons why we don't really define Judaism as a religion in the classical sense of the term. If you look in Webster's dictionary under the entry religion, religion is defined as a system based on faith. One can have faith in a spiritual leader. One can have faith that some teachings are divine. One can have faith that that person really had a prophecy. But what does faith mean? It means I accept it because I feel like accepting it, not because I have any evidence that it's true. Judaism is not based on faith. And our entire book, The Way of God, the Ramchal, Rabbi Luzzatto, starts by telling us, don't even consider it as faith. It's a belief and it's knowledge. And by having that knowledge and that belief worked out, that creates the foundation that we're going to use to approach all of the other ideas that Rabbi Luzzatto is going to bring us in the rest of the book.